Hello, as part of the Parks Alive programme, I'm going to show you how to graft a fruit tree. In this case it's an apple tree and we're going to graft it onto an M27 rootstock. This is the rootstock which controls the vigour of the tree. The tree will be dwarfing but not too small, suitable for a garden or a small orchard. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the top off the rootstock by cutting it just above a bud. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of the scion material, which is the material which we want to graft onto the rootstock. And in this case it's a tree called Seek No Further, which is an old Welsh variety of apple tree. We need a piece which is approximately the same diameter. In this case it's not, but it doesn't actually matter if it's not, because it will still bond. So first of all, we're going to make a sloping cut on the scion material with a grafting knife. Now the knife should be very clean. We're going to take a sloping cut from just above where a bud might have been, and we're going to do it like this. And just trim that off slightly there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a sloping cut on the rootstock as well to match that of the scion. Again, we're going to do it from just above a bud, or where a bud might have been. And this is pretty woody material, but it will go. There we are. Now the next thing we've got to do, we've got two sloping cuts, one on the scion and one on the rootstock. I'm going to make a cut across the face of the sloping cut, which will be a nick, which will allow the two pieces to join together and catch. So I'm going to make a little cut with the grafting knife, just enough to give us that nick, like that. And we're going to do the same thing with the scion. Make a little sloping cut. There we are. The next thing I'm going to do is going to join these two together. So where each of those has a sloping cut, they will in fact link onto each other, and those cuts can be just slightly opened up by bending back to get the tree to go in to the neck, like that. You can see that's held itself there. And then, just put that down a second. You take a piece of grafting tape. You can use old carrier bags cut into strips, or even cling film would do for this job, but this is actual proper grafting tape. And we're going to wrap this around where we've made that cut on those two joins. And I'm going to wrap it as tightly as we possibly can to make sure that no air can get in and no water can get in or out, so it's completely sealed. And I'm just going to cut that off. And there we have a grafted apple tree, and that will be planted in a pot and kept either in a greenhouse, a polytunnel, or somewhere that's not too cold. The middle of March is perfect time of year for doing this, and within about 6 weeks it'll start to shoot. You might shoot at the bottom before the top. If it does, rub the bits off on the bottom, but eventually the top will start to form little shoots. To keep it watered and fed, and by the end of the year it will have taken and be a fully grown, established tree, ready for growing on and planting out.